Right, I thought I would carry on from the last theme, the last video that I've made there on the so-called last Emperor's tomb there in China, showing you how it was a structure. And I've got a load of images and albums built up on my Google channel and on my computer of sites that are completely rubble, and must have been the Antediluvian era that was building from the rubble from those sites. I've done videos for you like that and showing you. I'm going to do a lot more on that. That's where I'm going to be going for the next few videos, hopefully, unless I get derailed like I have done with that Emperor's Tomb and the Hypergeum and this one. But this place is, I think this is the only image where I don't know where it is. I think it's in Russia, right? There's a lot of sites like this in Russia, around across the world, and it's been put forward from both sides, mainstream archaeology, geology, independent researchers. I'm not sure what they think to this, but it's either a tomb or some kind of prehistoric digging site, excavation site. But no, I think it's the same thing I've been showing you, and I think that this is a completely eroded structure, probably like a rebar structure, that's completely eroded, and it's some type of concrete. You can see larger pieces that's rolled down this hill here. It's actually a huge mound. This could go down to any depth that you imagine, but like I've said before, every single mound, almost every mound that you see, especially on a flat plane, is a structure that's buried. I'm telling you, that's fact. But that's what I think this is, some type of structure, and you can see other ones here. So I'm betting that under all this soil and dirt and clay, that this is actually an entire city. That's what this will be. Okay, that's where we're going now. This is in Santorini. I'm going to be making some videos showing you lots of sites in Santorini. It is a spectacular place. It's in Greece. And the reason why I'm showing you this, yes, it's been utilised in recent times and turned into a living quarter, which is what has happened all through history with a lot of these places, and why mainstream archaeology can't determine what they are looking at, right? But I can. I'll show you a lot more of this in later videos, but it's that I want to see, because that's what I'm getting at. As this stuff erodes, as all this lime and sand, you see this, there's sand in it, as all this runs out of it, you get all this rubble, right? Which is like what I've just shown you, and it just erodes away, creates a hard surface from the lime and sand, and then you're left with all the rubble. Okay, which is exactly what this place is. I'll get to it in a minute, but that's exactly what you're looking at. All this is a completely eroded concrete structure, right? Note these rebars here, what they are putting in themselves to be able to build something. That's them faking something, yeah. I'll show you what it is after this. But I want you to know again that they're having to use rebar, like I keep getting at. You can't just build a structure, huge structure, from stone. It has to have rebar in it. It's flexible, right? Makes it last longer and doesn't break. And that's what they're having to use here. They've actually broken many of these pieces down from what I've just shown you. Yeah, and again, they're having to use a huge crane just to be able to lift this here, right? But all this is rubble. It's a huge concrete structure, and what it is this is Newgrange, and it's in Ireland, and that's what I've just been showing you. Those last two images from early pictures of when they were excavating it, and they've turned it into this, right? This is not what that structure looked like at all, right? And what I think it is, can you see how this here actually comes down here? And it actually carried on, yeah? Look, they put this forward as a burial, a burial mound, don't they? I've told you, anything they say was a tomb was not a tomb. Not getting into it again. You've seen my videos. But I think that this was once a huge dome, a huge concrete dome roof. Yeah, there will be much more to it. It's just buried. It could go down for, 100 foot, who knows, but it's something like, like a stadium. That's what it will have been. It was a huge concrete roof, and it's just eroded down into rubble, and they've just turned it into this, and that's why it goes like that, right? I've only got a few images on it. I want you to go find images, the early ones, on Google or wherever, but that's what I think these are. And these were there when they were excavating. I'll show you it on the next image. You see these so-called standing stones, yeah, they actually do go all the way around. And what these were, can you see how they run into this, into the edge, yeah, into the edge of the dome? These will have been standing pillars. I've shown you some of these before, and they had rebar inside, didn't they, which was still rusting out, but these were pillars, right? And this domed roof stood on these things. They will have been perfectly round or square or whatever at one time, but this roof was stood on these pillars. I want you to look at what I'm showing you and imagine it, because that is what I think I'm looking at, right? And it makes sense. And if you don't like that, then at least accept the fact that it didn't look like this. That is what it looked like whilst they were excavating it. So tell me how they've managed to get that, go from that to that, right? It's just eroded concrete, completely eroded concrete, and all the rebar inside it has rusted away. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to build a concrete dome like that, okay? That door entrance, they've made it themselves. This stuff with these patterns on, I don't know what these are. I don't know if it was done by later peoples, yeah, later giants or peoples, or if it was part of the decoration system. I don't know, but I do know that they've been faking a lot of it, and I'll show you. So I don't even know if this is original or it's been created by archaeologists, yeah, but they actually completely dug out the center of this, so this isn't original, and it's completely collapsed. They've just bashed all this and thrown it in together and made it look like, well, it backs up their Stone Age man. Darwinism bullshit, doesn't it? Yeah, which I keep blowing away because it's garbage. But a lot of these stones are actually rounded, right? A lot of these stones in here weren't part of the structure, I don't think. I think a lot of these have actually come in from whatever flood this was that destroyed this place and many other places, because these look like they've come straight from the beach, okay? Well, many of them do, but these larger pieces, part of the roof and walls and what have you. Right, this stone has been created in recent times. Archaeologists have bashed these out with a nail. They look exactly the same as the the huge 100-ton box at the entrance to the Serapeum, yeah, where you've got a an artifact that we can't create today with our technology, and yet it's got writings that have been done with a nail that look like children have done it on the outside. It's exactly the same as that, and it looks new, just like that is brand new. Look at it, it's completely white. So if this is fake and that one I've just shown you is fake, are those other ones fake, right? That's something you're going to have to work out, because these are fake, this picture. Now, it's not a mud fossil video, right, but when I saw this, I'm going to have to show Roger these next to him, this image and the next one, because this, to me, looks like flesh. This literally looks like a mud fossil. And what these are actually tattoos, right? I'm telling you, I'm going to show mud fossils this image because that's what it looks like. It looks like that this is flesh and that these are actually tattoos, guys, I'm telling you. There's another one here. I mean, you tell me that that does not look like a mud fossil. Look at the colour of it. And these look like tattoos, I'm telling you. I'm not saying that the whole site is a, you know, is a giant like the tombs. No, I'm saying something died with it. Even this stone here is completely red. Yeah. So that joke, that's saying, you know, you can't get blood out of a stone. Well, you can't get blood out of a stone because most stones are actually mud fossils, aren't they? This is actually a different site. This is Loughcrew, County Meath, okay, is this bound. There's a few mounds around it. That's that stone. I don't know what this was, what part of the body this was, if this was, I mean, that looks like a big cut mark, yeah, like someone's been carving away at it with a knife, and they managed to carve the bone accidentally, if in fact it is a mud fossil. Very strange, but again, this is rubble. This is not a burial mound. That's it. Even these stones here, I don't know what these are. If the mud fossils are part of some technology or something, I don't know, but they're very strange. These huge pieces here are just part of the roof when it's collapsed, right? Well, archaeologists have actually made this so they can walk inside here and check it out, but again, all this is just eroded. This one here, I've seen many people put this forward, and they call this, like I've told you, anything they say is a rock cut tomb is brain dead. You don't cut tombs out of rock, right? Ever. And they didn't have the technology, as far as they tell us, but they did, didn't they? But these, just because they've got the shape of human beings, yeah? These are shaped like human beings, you know, with the head and the body, right? But this is rock now, and then you get these squares at the top, and then independent researchers, yeah, said that these are where the headstones went. They're not. And if I can point you one other artifact out here, then that means that, you know, it could be something else. I mean, I think it is. But this, yeah, you wouldn't bury somebody in a rock cut tomb, would you, and put it at the end of a cliff. This is part of a structure. Look at it. That's the same site, yeah. And look at that area there. It's exactly the same. Even, you see that ridge that goes around it? There's like, it's like a double tier ridge. That's what's on them sites. If you go search images, they look exactly the same as them. And those so-called holes where the tombs went, yeah, are just where beams go, like rebar. Because this will have come further out, it's just collapsed away. Okay. There's another one there. This is not a tomb. This is where girders were, okay. It's concrete.